Quick disclaimer, this video is meant for educational purposes only. Everything I say in this video is my opinion.
It's been a long time since I last made a video on funding talent. My last video on November 5th was an I tried funding talent for 30 days with their Flex Aggressive account, and it's my honest review of the prop firm at that point in time. Well, now many things have changed. They now got rid of the challenge model, which I never made a video on, but there's a really good reason for all this, and I'll get into all that in this video. First and only other time funding talent has been mentioned on my channel is all the way back over a year ago. In September 26th, I made a video titled The Top 7 Worst Prop Firms You Should Avoid. So in this video, there's been 2 prop firms in that video that I actually like now, and they've actually both made it into my top 7 best prop firms video, and they've had a lot of improvements, and I've been able to understand what they offer a lot more. Unfortunately, funding talent is definitely not one of those. Switching gears back over to funding talent, for those of you who don't know, funding talent is a prop firm that essentially wasn't very competitive at the time that I made those 2 videos. They only had the 2 options, either Flex Classic or Flex Aggressive, both of which, in my opinion, were very much not very good options to do. I also had a couple other problems. At first, they didn't want me to pay me out, and then eventually they did pay me out. All that's mentioned in those other videos, so I won't be touching much on that at all in this video. Now I want to talk about how they added the challenge and now essentially removed the challenge. And unfortunately, they're not even willing to pay out people, according to some sources, the full amount that they were due. So people signed up a while ago to these challenges thinking they would get into 90 or 80 or 90% profit split, but unfortunately now they're saying they're not only removing the challenge, but if you already had an account, you may only receive a 25% payout, which really sucks, especially if anyone had an account that they were trying to grow. If you wanted to grow an account to have a bigger buffer or something, let's say you could have even been growing it for months potentially on your funded challenge account. It was growing, and then essentially they're saying, oh, by the way, now that we're changing the profit split, it's now essentially only going to be 25% instead of the 80 or 90 that they were expecting. One more thing that's extremely important for me to address is, can you trust any prop firms now? Well, unfortunately, we've had situations like Traders Prop, and we've also had situations like the Master Traders from FX Seed, and now we have this. So can you even trust any prop firm now? Well, let me tell you, you definitely can, as long as you choose the right one. It's extremely important that you choose one that has been vetted by the community and from a reliable source. There definitely are a plethora of many legitimate prop firms, and as long as you pick the right one, you're definitely in safe hands. Other firms that I've critiqued in the past, including those in the top 7 worst prop firms video, such as TPT, took my info to heart. They took that as a critical review, and they wanted to make their prop firm better. They even thanked me for making that critical review of them in that video over a year ago. Now, TPT is known to be one of the top prop firms out there. So they've had a massive improvement from where they were back then. The main reason why I haven't made a video yet, and it's been taking me so long to release a video on this company, is because they sent a lawyer to write a letter to me, threatening me to sue me essentially if I didn't do all these sort of things and all these things that they're mostly completely BS, but just to be on the safe side, I didn't want to make another video on them. Unfortunately, because they really don't like me so much, I've had to use you guys in order to help me know what's going on within their firm. All the screenshots that you've been seeing is all from someone who's been helping me, since I can't actually get into the Discord server itself, as they probably wouldn't allow me to, nor do they allow anyone who doesn't have an account. So I'm really thankful for that person. There's also been one other person who's really been showing a light on this company's activities lately, and who you're about to meet, and this person had an absolutely insane profit. Unfortunately, they didn't have an insane payout because they never ended up getting a payout. I'll let him describe all that. So let's go ahead and meet this person. Here he is. All right, so I'm here with Rick. Rick is also known as Moneybird on Twitter, and he has had an extremely interesting situation with funding talent, and I want to let him talk about all about that and introduce himself. And also afterwards, we're going to be looking at the email that funding talent just got rid of challenges.
Yeah, so I'm Rick. I profited $266,000 from a $100,000 account back in July, and was accused of arbitrage trading, which is incorrect, and I've proven otherwise. And yeah, I had a run in, and I've been warning people about this for months. Nobody's been listening, and look what happened today. Now we have a email of seeing that the effects are happening of their bad actions.
So let's go ahead and go over to the email. All right, so this is an email that a lot of the funding talent members got, and this says, "Dear challenge members, effective immediately, we are permanently removing the challenge as funding talent program offering. This decision was difficult to make, and we understand that we will lose members as a result. And that is definitely what we have been seeing. We've been seeing an absolutely massive backlash after this. One thing in particular that I really want to point people's attention to is paragraph 4 here. It says, it is important for us to be explicitly clear that Fighting Talent is not and has never been a broker. There is no live capital or trading taking place, nor do we benefit from any of the simulated trades taken on elite accounts. All accounts within our program are demo accounts. Our business operates as a globally leading simulated learning experience, which is really interesting to say learning experience, or game, where aspiring traders have the opportunity to be quickly rewarded for their increased knowledge and success. So this is a pretty interesting statement here, and I'll let you go and talk about what you think about this, and then we'll go ahead and see what the rest of the community is saying about this huge change that they've had.
Yeah, so I think this is multiple fronts. I'm not sure where this is coming from. If this is something from the Competition Bureau in Canada, that's their equivalent to the Federal Trade Commission, have to do with false advertisement. They have been reported to them, and I'm not sure if this is something to do with Nova Securities Commission. Is no matter what, this email and their new website design is definitely as an effect of building a defense against fraudulent activities they've been doing. They didn't make it clearly known before that they aren't trading money. They didn't make it clearly known before that they're fictitious accounts. They had a lot of people fooled. I'll look on the trust pile. There's a lot of people think that that's putting good reviews, saying it's going to their master account and they're making money and then it's making profits. They fooled a lot of people that are trading for them. And so this is some type of defense activity from one of these agencies that's going after them. That's clearly what it is. And they're trying to save their ass. And I hope this doesn't save her completely, because she has committed a horrible Ponzi scheme and frauded a lot of people out there.
I'll just continue with the email. I'm not going to read it all. I'm just going to have it on screen just for anyone who didn't receive this email. Feel free to pause the video anytime. This is here, and then this is them talking about the final payout requests, or you can continue to their Edge program, which we don't know what the Edge program is yet at the time of recording this, but they're planning on making it pretty soon. But essentially what I've heard from other sources is that while everyone thought they were going to get a 90% payout, which would be amazing, a lot of people are now going to receive a 25%, which I hope they are at least going to be getting that. I don't have the most confidence, but I do hope that people get at least some payout if they've earned money with this company. So let's go ahead and go over to the website and look at the change. The biggest change is going to be here. As you can see, there's clearly no more challenge option. I have made a video in the past talking about the Flex Classic, which in my opinion, I believe is better than the Flex Aggressive, because this one you can actually make money right away. You don't need to make a ton of money in order to start trading your account, which is pretty much just like a challenge anyways, but then it's way smaller account. Anyways, I'm not a fan of the Aggressive personally. Between the two, I like this one, but I definitely don't like either one in my opinion. Just because it's not very competitive with the other prop firms out there. And then I made a post showing everyone their post that they made in the email, and this got a lot of really interesting reactions so far in just the first 3 hours. This is a lot of people's comments. We're gonna go ahead and read some of these and give our reactions to what the community is saying. And then we'll go to the Instagram as well as look at Moneybird, which is Rick's Twitter account. And then we'll look at the Forex Peace Army and also Trustpilot reviews that have been coming out against Fighting Talent recently. So as you can see here, I was just looking for people's reviews, and Eric was saying, I'm confused. Do they not have any successful traders making huge profits then? If it's a game, then there's no way they could profit. So of course they're going to be folding by trying to save face.
See, there's still people fooled thinking that they were seriously trying to trade. They fooled everybody for a long time, and responses like that is proof of that people thought it was real money and it was real capital.
Exactly. So yeah, let's continue going down here. So Carl said basically because they never provided any real funds and relied on members losing payouts, winning members, they didn't have enough funds, enough time to pay out the successful traders. It's deceitful. The company never truly thought the process out. They were planning on the probabilities that most traders failed challenges, but didn't actually consider having a smart enough algorithm to copy the best traders on the live market, and so on. So I'm just going to scroll through these again. Feel free to pause anytime.
Tell you, man, people should have listened. I've been warning people.
Like I said earlier, I did originally include Fighting Talent in my top 7 worst prop firms to avoid, and that was from a long time ago. It was from, I want to say, like 8 or even 9 months ago I made that video, and so this has been on people's radars for a long time. That video got quite a lot of views, and yet a lot of people were unfortunately lost a lot of money with this recent change of everything going down. So this is essentially, I'll provide a link in the description for if you want to read other people's reviews on this. I'm not going to be doing anything with this, so feel free to check out this more. And then now let's go ahead and over to the Instagrams. And I said Instagrams for a reason, because they have at least 3 of them. This is an old Instagram they had, or maybe it's someone else running it, but there's just a lot of other people's community responses. They're bankrupt, shady, ASF. Somebody explain what happened, scam, what happened, you better pay us in full, trying to cap the profit. You can pretty much get a really good idea of what's going on from the community's opinion. January 25th, 2020. So this is quite an old Instagram account. I'm not sure what happened, but they stopped posting. But people are still commenting on it now, talking about how their scamming experience or whatnot. This is going to be their new Instagram page. It's just starting to grow again, because what ended up happening is their old Instagram, which is right here, for some reason, it got shut down. It says, sorry, this page is unavailable. This is just a broken link, meaning that this page is at least temporarily taken down, if not completely taken down. So now I want to hand over the mic to Rick and talk about what happened with the whole tweeting situation here.
Oh, yes. So when this first happened, originally I was really trying to get Funding Talent's attention. I had every single profit report, I was tagging them. I was just really trying to get their attention and really help them out, maybe grow them some exposure with what I was making. And then whenever they came up with their excuse and they were going to pay me, I tweeted them, and immediately Jessica tweeted me back, calling me a scammer and all these other things. And you don't see her tweet, but I emailed several times asking if my trades were actually being copied, and they told me they were. And so it went on, and there was a lot of fraudulent activities, and I was kicked out of the prop trading group, also in Telegram, for trying to let people know and tell them about this. So now I'm in a different one, the Prop Traders United, because the prop trading group there was supporting them. If you spoke against Funding Talent, they would ban you from that room. And I'm pretty sure Blake has seen a lot of similar things out there. There was a lot of shady activities. They were suppressing the truth, and they were creating a lot of misinformation. And it was essentially that. And then she blocked me on Twitter. So she blocked me on Twitter shortly after this. And it looks like all their accounts are deleted now. It's I think they're trying to build a defense and erase all the evidence. That's what I believe.
Yeah, that definitely might be the case. I'm not sure if they were forced to be taken down, because it is evidenced by that they made a new Instagram account that they might be trying to save some face, even though their old one got deleted. It seems like they got more deleted than they voluntarily took down that one. As far as Twitter, I'm not sure why, but it looks like their tweeting account did go down. I'll of course have a screenshot on the screen of what it did say before this account was removed from existence. And then let's go ahead and head on over to Forex Peace Army, and then we'll finish off with the Trustpilot reviews. So there's only a couple on here. People don't really use Forex Peace Army as much as Trustpilot, which is why I kind of want to save it for the end. But this is a really, really interesting review here. It says, if you don't think this company is a scam, I have a bridge to sell you. And of course it says service use demo, which is, I think this person's trying to be comical in that way. Feel free to read everything they said. I don't want to bore you by reading the whole thing on myself. Again, feel free to pause the video as well. This bridge comment here is, for those of you who don't know, there is a really famous scam from back in the day of people would try and sell people on bridges for ridiculously low prices. And then of course they wouldn't actually receive the bridge or anything in the end, and it ended up being a scam in that way. So that's clearly what this person is trying to insinuate. Just a couple other ones here. I bought a challenge and got receipt but no login details, which is really interesting. That's very different from everything else we're talking about. That was from quite a while ago as well. And then before that, they had a lot of positive reviews before that.
If you go to scam, you'll see mine too. Yeah, so that's basically a summary of my entire experience with them. If anybody's curious what happened, what started this, I posted this finally a month after my experience with Funding Talent, because I saw it was going nowhere. So at that time, I figure I'd scar their image permanently, since a lot of people will search a company and scam to see if there's any scams out. And really, if you search funding talent scam, that does show up one of the first things. So that was the whole purpose behind that. It was about, like I said, 206,000 profit. They owe me 212, and they wouldn't pay me.
Yeah, that's such an amazing result, by the way. So really, really good job. You clearly know what you're doing when it comes to trading. This was on a 100K account. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's an absolutely amazing performance there. So yeah, let's go ahead and go over to the Trustpilot reviews. So this was a little while ago. I tried to get on Trustpilot as fast as possible to see what the score was before the big backlash came in here, but I was a little late. A lot of one-star reviews already came in before I was able to check out what this was. So I think it was a little higher before, but now I'm gonna go ahead and go over to here and refresh the page just in case to see if it's any different. And as you can see, it's now a 3.7 stars on Trustpilot, going down from at least 3.9. I'm pretty sure it was 4 point something before that as well. But let's just read a couple of these. There's just so many for you to read. There's way more bad experiences as of very recent. So this guy said, absolute scammers. They took the money out from the failed challenges, and then now they have run away with all the money from everyone, jail them up, which is a very interesting response from that person. This person said, scammers, they're scammers, never trust them with your money. Stay away from this company. Why everyone is angry with Finding Talent. So this guy's really just explaining the whole situation. So I think because this guy's explaining the whole situation, even though it's relatively long, I'm gonna go ahead and read this. Finding Talent used to be a great company, but they recently just made a horrible decision that I believe they did not think through. Without any notice, they have stripped all of their funding accounts away from their elite traders. They gave no notice about this huge change, and the worst part is on the final payout of the challenge, they claimed they're not going to honor the 80%, which I've also heard 90 as well. I don't know if it's 80 or 90% payout that everyone signed up for. They reduced it to only 25%, which is messed up. If you're going to make a challenge like this, pay all the traders out at the 80 or 90% rate that you advertised and we signed up for. And once you make those final profits, payouts, then go ahead and make this change. But the scam that really angered everyone, including myself, is the fact that they won't honor the final payout percentage. Imagine all the traders that worked so hard to finally get funded, and then maybe it's their first payout, and instead of getting 90% payout, which is expected from the first 10% of profit, now those traders got their profit split stripped away from them as well as the rug pulled underneath them, and they now have to go and get funded elsewhere. So this is really, there's a little bit more as well, but this is really summarizing how a lot of traders feel, I believe. And you'll see more evidence of this with all these continued reviews about them. Scammers, this company does not seek your best interest. From denied payouts to rule changes. Beforehand, let's talk about what happened before they even decide to make this change of deleting the challenge and lowering the payout amount. What happened with all the rule changes?
Yeah, they changed it where you couldn't make more than, like, I think it was 10% of your account in 1 month or in one period. If you made more than a certain amount, they were going to be pushing it back another month. And then they just kept coming up with rule after rule after they've had payout issues. And apparently they used more. This chart delayed issue, it started being used on any random symbol that was having issues. I think last month somebody was using it against odd NZD or some other one. It's and then they would create another rule. They just kept coming up with another rule, making it harder and harder to get payouts. Well, at the same time, they were also pushing that Blitz program to grab more and more people, which didn't make sense because the Blitz program said there was no rules. So there was no rules in one program, and then there was a lot of rules in another program, which made it almost impossible to get money. I didn't completely follow exactly what the Blitz program was and how that payout happened, but supposedly it was every week. So that didn't make sense to me either, if it was just a horrible money grab or not.
Essentially, do you think there was a situation here where they ran out of money, or do you think what was the main reason for that rule change in the first place?
Well, I think each of the rule changes had to do with, yeah, because they were running out of money. They were booking all trades. So everyone was getting paid out from failed people. So they had to create more rule changes to make it harder to pay out. If they're not actually trading money, then they have to find a more way to keep the money in house. That's all it is. You know, they try to make it sound like it was legitimate and that there was a good, honest reason, but the honest reason was they needed to make it more complicated and harder to get the money. And then this is very similar to any scam out there. The last days of any scam kind of does this. They create you know, people start having payout issues, and they start having issues at the same time. In another pot, they make it sweeter because the payout issues are causing a decrease in their publicity. So less people are investing in their program. So while they're making payouts harder, they have to make something else sweeter, a pot sweeter, to get more people to put money in there to keep it going. That's all that was happening. They were running like a classic Ponzi scheme. And that's why I've been warning people for 2 months. And a lot of people, they were just so diehard funding talent. And I don't get it. And so they wanted to go in, and they knew it was a fraud, and they got bit in the ass. I'm sorry, everybody got bit in the ass, and at least the people that I've been warning, they should have gotten out and went somewhere else. And I was telling them to do that. I told them, keep trading with funding talent. They keep paying you. Just don't make more than 10,000. That's fine, but you need to get somewhere else. And a lot of these people did not go to the other place. I'm sorry, guys. You guys should have went somewhere else. The writing was on the wall. They're done. If they're not completely gone in 2-3 months, yeah, I'll give you $1,000, Blake. All right, I'll bet you $1,000. Give us 3 more months. They are completely gone.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having you on. And again, congratulations on even though it was fake money that you never ended up getting, congratulations on being able to trade so well, to have such a huge account in the first place. That's really, really amazing that you're able to do that. And I appreciate having you on and continue to hear more things that come out. Where can people hear more about you? I know that you have this channel right here.
I got my YouTube channel. Everyone's wanting to make a part 2 video. I haven't got around to doing that. I did a video highlighting my experience, walking everyone through. I'm on Twitter. It's a Tweety Bird. And really, that's the best way to get everywhere else through me is, you know, start them on my Twitter and go from there.
Thank you so much, and I'll hopefully see you in another video.
All right. Hey, thanks for having me, Blake.
Huge shout out to Rick. I really, really appreciate having you on. If you're interested in knowing which prop firms are legitimate, one of the best things you can possibly do is watch review videos on particular prop firms. Well, I have a whole playlist of a new series I'm doing that's all about the first impressions of prop firms. And I'm also going to try these prop firms at a later date as well. So that playlist will be right here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed that playlist as well. It'll help you a lot understanding which prop firms are legit, why are they legit, why are they not legit. I rate all these prop firms in different letter categories so you can know which aspects are good from which prop firms. I really hope you enjoyed that video as long as this one as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of this whole situation. I'm very, very excited to see your guys' comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.